I used to be a big Van Halen fan, you know. I mean, I got into them in like, I don't know, I mean, junior high, right? I loved Van Halen, and I'm still a fan of their early albums. And when, you know, David Lee Roth split in, what was it, 84, 85, right? And he was replaced by Sammy Hagar, I was fine with it. I actually liked Sammy Hagar. He seems like a fun guy, you know, like easygoing guy. And he was okay as a singer, I guess. I mean, fuck it. You know, Van Halen is supposed to be a party band, and, you know, they delivered the goods, right? But they had this one song. I remember it came out in like 91. Yeah, and I remember it. And it was called "The Dream Is Over." It had this great line. The line was, "Dream another dream, this dream is over." And it was such a good line. I mean, I didn't realize it at the time. At the time, you know, I just put it on, you know, on the tape deck, because I had tape back then, right? No CDs, right? Let alone MP3 players or any shit like that, or Spotify, whatever the fuck, right? No, I put it on my tape deck, listened to it while I was doing other shit, and, you know, it was a nice enough song. It was a good song, actually. But it was only years later, I mean, a lot later, when I was like a grown man, right? Not some 22-year-old little pissant, right? That I started to realize how actually profound the lyrics were. I know it's a bit blasphemous to say, you know, Van Hagar lyrics were deep, right? But actually they were. Think about it. Dream another dream. This dream is over. Yeah? What is that? Huh? What's going on? Think about it. See, when I think about it, I think about YouTubers. Yeah. YouTubers, and I think about incidents in my own life, but I'll get to that in just a second. The YouTubers, like, I'm not going to name names, but we all know these YouTubers who started out, and they were doing well, right? They caught a bit of a break with their audience, and people liked them, and then all of a sudden, they like exploded in popularity. And all of a sudden, everybody was like watching their videos and hanging on their every word, and they had a huge fan base, right? And inevitably, they started doing stupid shit. They started acting in stupid ways and antagonizing their audience, and a lot of their audience started to leave them because they were showing themselves to be kind of like assholes, right? And so their audience would either leave them, or their audience would turn into hate watchers, and these people would continue to watch the content of these YouTubers, but, you know, hate watching it, watching it to like, to grit their teeth and laugh at them and mock them, you know, hate watching, right? And eventually, of course, what happens is that these hate watchers would peel away, and finally this YouTuber who had like a big career, you know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers and what have you, was all of a sudden reduced to a tiny little audience, right? And they were still doing the same thing. And that's the thing that's striking, see? It's not that the YouTubers were still around. I mean, that was kind of like whatever, but they were still doing the same thing. They thought that if they continued with their old formula, they'd regain their former glory somehow. They figured that if they kept doing the same content that had made them so big, even though they'd fucked up, right? They'd fucked up and they'd lost that audience, but they figured if they kept on, you know, pushing the same content, that eventually that old audience that they'd antagonized would come back and restore them to their positions of their former glory, right? And of course, see, that doesn't happen. No. You lose an audience, you are doing a certain kind of content, and you lose an audience, and that audience is gone forever. It's not coming back. But see, these guys don't realize it, because they are dreaming the same dream. They don't realize that the dream is over. They think that they can just keep on trying to do what they were doing before. But it's not going to happen. It's not coming back. Now, this is a bitter lesson that I learned back in the day. Oh yeah. See, I was trying to be a film producer, and I was successful for a time. I was successful, but there came a point where I started to fail. For reasons that are too complicated to get into this video, and frankly, they're irrelevant. I failed, okay? I started to fail, and yet I refused to give up the ghost. And for a number of years, I tried to continue to be a film producer. I thought that I could just keep on doing what I'd been doing and somehow I'd recover my former glory. I'd get back on top. I could not imagine a different life for myself. I kept on trying to dream the old dream, but the old dream was gone. It was fucking tragic. And to tell you the truth, it was a tragedy that I was living. Yeah? And it took me a number of years. What? About 3, 4. Yeah. The dream was dead, but I kept trying to resuscitate it. I kept trying to dream the old dream. And it was only by accident or by, I don't know what you want to call it, that I started dreaming a different dream. Yeah. And it took me a long time. Yeah. I'd had that dream and it failed, it died, it was over, right? And by circumstance, happenstance, what have you, call it what you will, all of a sudden I found myself in a position of aiming for a different mountaintop, aiming for a different goal, a different dream, a new dream, a completely different dream. Yeah? And these YouTubers I was telling you about, I mean, YouTubing, right? It's fairly disreputable if you think about it. But be that as it may, you see, these YouTubers, their channel is dead. It's over for them, right? But they continue. They think that they can resuscitate the dream instead of moving on with their lives, of doing different things with their lives. But no, they think that if they just push hard enough that they'll be able to resuscitate it. It's like they're giving CRP. They're giving CPR to a corpse that is their old dream, the old thing that they had, but it's dead. It's dead, and it's not coming back. And they have to dream a new dream. This is something that you should learn. Yeah, you should learn, and hopefully not through your own experience, but rather by watching the experience of other men, including myself. I mean, I'm telling you about what happened to me as a film producer, that I'd had that dream, I'd been successful for a while, and then I started to fail, and I kept on failing until all of a sudden that dream, that possibility, that option for my life was dead. But I kept on trying to revive it. I kept on trying to keep that dream alive pointlessly, needlessly, because it was several years, wasted years, I realized retrospectively, when that was just not going to happen. Yeah? And I tried and tried and tried and failed because that dream was dead. Don't let this happen to you. I am not saying give up when things get tough. No. In every dream, in everything that you're striving to achieve, there are going to be times when things are extremely tough. Extremely tough. I mean, it's going to be like fucking, Jesus Christ, is it going to be tough? Yes. Every time when you're striving towards some great goal. And don't give up then. Don't think that your dream is dead then. No. It's not. It's just the normal struggle that you will have in order to achieve a great goal, a great objective, to achieve the dream that you have. And that time, no, that's not the moment. The moment is when you realize that you peaked out and then you went down and it's over. Okay, that's very different. And you'll know it when it happens. You know how you'll know it? Other people. Yeah, because see, when you're in the middle of a dream, of chasing some goal, some objective, some mountaintop, right? And you're in a rough patch, what happens is that other people come to you and try to help you because they sense, they intuit, they realize, they understand that the dream is not dead. Oh no, it's alive. It's alive and kicking, but it's just a really rough patch, okay? It's a really rough patch. And you're going to find something surprising is that, see, when you're striving towards some great goal and, things are looking really bad, right? And people come to you because they'll want to help you, because they will intuit somehow, they will realize in their bones somehow that this dream is going to make it. It's going to get to a mountaintop, and they want to be a part of that. And that's why they're helping you, okay? It's not so much that they think that you're a great guy. It's rather every human being wants to be part of the team that makes it to the top of the mountain, okay? It's a natural human thing, okay? So if other people are helping you to get to that goal, it's that the goal is still alive, the dream is still alive, right? It's when you are pushing for something, for a dream, for a goal, for a mountaintop, and nobody really wants to help you. Nobody wants to come to your aid. And they say polite words and what have you, but they're not really there with you, right? Because they know what perhaps you don't realize, which is that the dream is dead. I mean, think of it in your own position, right? How many times have you met some guy and you're saying to yourself, oh man, this guy's got this business idea, it's going to make it. He's going to make it. He's going to go all the way. You just realize it, just intuitively, you can just sense it, right? And other guys, you're like, oh man, this guy, he's a loser. It's dead. It's not going to happen. I mean, what he's aiming for is just ridiculous, right? You intuitively sense that, okay? If you intuitively sense that about other people, you think that they don't intuitively sense that about your dreams, about your goals? Of course they do, okay? And so that's why you have to pay attention. That's why you have to pay attention to other people. You have to pay attention to how they react to your dream. And if they help you, if they want you to succeed and they go out of their way to help you, your dream is alive. It's alive and kicking. You're just going through a rough patch. But if they abandon you, it's a sign. It's a sign that you should heed. Yeah, because there's nothing more pathetic than a guy who's chasing a dream that's dead. It's just fucking sad. Yeah? And the fact of the matter is, that was the position I've been in. Yeah, when I was doing film producing in South America. Yeah. My dream was dead. I was never going to get any kind of financing for more pictures. I was never going to be able to make it happen, right? And everybody knew that except me. And I look back at that time and I'm like, oh man, how embarrassing and how humiliating. I mean, I realize retrospectively, the humiliation I put myself through needlessly because I refused to accept that the dream was over. I refused to accept that I had to dream another dream. Don't let that happen to you.